All right, let's pull back the curtain on a secret technique. A method of impersonation so perfect, you are never going to look at a login screen the same way again. We're not talking about guessing your password. No, this is about becoming you after your password has already done its job. Just let that sink in for a second. All that effort you put into that super complex 15-character masterpiece with numbers, symbols, and a secret handshake. Well, the moment you hit enter, it's basically irrelevant. Your password is just the key that gets you through the door. It does absolutely nothing to keep you safe once you're inside.
So if it's not your password, then what is it? What's the one thing a server actually trusts, minute after minute, click after click, to know that you are, well, still you?
It's this. A tiny, kinda harmless-looking text file called a session cookie. This is the real key to the kingdom. Think of it like a digital VIP wristband the website slaps on you after you've shown your ID at the door, and it's the one thing a hacker really, really wants to steal. Let's start the video.
Okay, so for those of you who know your anime, we're about to dive into a technique inspired by one of the absolute best shapeshifters out there, Himiko Toga from My Hero Academia. Her power isn't just magic, it's a terrifyingly perfect impersonation, and that's exactly what we're going to break down today. And what's so wild is just how perfectly this analogy fits. Look at this. For Toga to transform, she needs one single thing, a sample of her target's blood. For a hacker, that blood sample is your session cookie. Once Toga gets the blood, she transforms, perfectly mimicking her target. And once the hacker has the cookie, they perform what's called a session hijack, and they become a perfect digital copy of you. The heroes are fooled, and more importantly for us, the server is totally fooled. It literally cannot tell the difference. So why do these dangerous little things even exist in the first place? Well, it's because of a fundamental design flaw on the internet called HTTP amnesia. See, the protocol is stateless, which is just a fancy way of saying it has the worst memory you can possibly imagine. Seriously, picture a bouncer at a club who forgets your face every single second. You show your ID, he lets you in. You take 2 steps toward the bar, turn around, and he's screaming, "Hey, who are you? Show me your ID again." That's exactly what browsing the web without cookies would feel like. You'd have to log in on every single page. And that's why this session cookie was invented, to solve this exact problem. It's the VIP wristband the bouncer gives you so he doesn't have to keep checking your ID. He just glances at your wrist and nods. You're good. But this creates a brand new, very dangerous problem. That wristband has now become the single point of failure. If someone steals it, they can waltz right past that bouncer, no questions asked. Now, this isn't just some theory. A little over a decade ago, this exact vulnerability was blown wide open on a massive scale. A single, super simple tool turned session hijacking from a niche hacker trick into a global threat that literally changed the internet forever. This is the story of Firesheep. Before 2010, the web was kind of like the Wild West. Most sites used unencrypted HTTP. That means your data, including those precious session cookies, was just flying through the air in plain text for anyone to see. Then, a developer released a simple Firefox extension called Firesheep. You could go to a coffee shop, open your laptop, click one button, and a sidebar would pop up with the profile pictures of everyone around you logged into Facebook or Twitter. You just double-click their face, and boom, you are logged in as them. It was pure chaos. It was so devastatingly simple that it caused a huge public outcry, forcing the entire industry to finally adopt HTTPS encryption as the standard. Firesheep was, in a weird way, the disaster we needed to force the web to grow up. Okay, history lesson is over. Now for the masterclass. We're going to put on our villain gloves and walk through the modern version of this attack. This isn't some brute force smash and grab. It's a precise, surgical procedure for swapping identities. So here's the 4-step transformation. Step 1 is the sniff. The attacker hops on an open Wi-Fi network and fires up a packet sniffer like Wireshark. They are now the man in the middle, just watching all that unencrypted data fly by. Step 2, the extraction. In all that noise, they filter for what they want, a packet that has the session ID. It's the digital blood sample. Step 3 is the injection. The attacker opens their own browser to the same website, uses a simple extension like EditThisCookie, and surgically replaces their own cookie with the one they just stole. And finally, step 4, the transformation. They just hit refresh, the server sees that valid cookie, trusts it completely, and bam, they have full access. The identity swap is complete. Now, of course, after the Firesheep apocalypse, the internet's heroes fought back. They developed countermeasures.
Even a master villain has to respect the defenses. So let's look at the armored case they built to protect that cookie, to protect the blood sample from being stolen.
Modern defense is all about layers. The first and most important is HTTPS. This encrypts the entire conversation, making that packet sniffing trick we just talked about totally useless. But what if an attacker finds another way in, like a cross-site scripting attack? That's where these special cookie flags come in. The HttpOnly flag basically tells the browser, hey, do not let any scripts on this page touch this cookie, which shuts down a whole category of attacks right there. Then you've got the secure flag, which adds another rule. Only send this cookie if the connection is secure with HTTPS. It's like an extra lock on that armored case. So, we've seen the attack, we've seen the defense, but there's one simple final action that you, the user, can take. It's the ultimate kill switch that destroys the cookie and ends the transformation, putting all the power right back in your hands. And listen, this is a mistake that millions of people make every single day. You finish checking your bank account on a public computer and you just close the tab. You think you're safe, right? But here's the thing. That session, that VIP wristband, is often still valid on the server for minutes, sometimes even hours. The door is still unlocked.
This is probably the most important thing you'll take away from this entire explainer. Always, always, always hit the logout button. That button is a command. It tells the server, destroy this session cookie, invalidate this wristband. The party is over. It is your ultimate power. It's the one way you can be absolutely sure you've destroyed the blood sample so no one else can ever use it. Understanding the theory is one thing, but seeing the tools in action, that's something else entirely. Next time, we open the arsenal. We're going to explore the weapons themselves. So join us for Episode 18, The Hacker's Toolkit, where we'll dive into powerful tools like the ones you'd find in Kali Linux. But we also want to know, what tech mystery or hidden reality scares you? What keeps you up at night? We are ready to explore the unknown, so tell us in the comments what mystery we should uncover next. There are no options, no limits. You decide. Until then, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next explainer.